Welcome to my shop. I'm sure you've all experienced this at some point. You go to pull out a drawer and it just falls out of the cabinet on you, or it falls into the cabinet. And I woke up the other day and I found in my bathroom that the drawer in this vanity had fallen in. And the result was because of poorly constructed, mass manufactured crap that the previous owner put in here. But I'm not in a position where I want to remodel my bathroom or go out and buy a brand new vanity. So I'm going to show you guys 3 easy steps to fix this, and the fix will last much longer than the original parts. This particular vanity, I found the manufacture date, it's 5 years old. So within 5 years, the thing failed, and it failed for 2 main reasons. The first is the sidewalls of these things are made out of particle board. And that, in combination with these stupid plastic brackets that they put in there, right, which stick out and don't give you a large mounting space, allows the drawers to wiggle quite a bit, as you can see. And you put weight in there and they fail. They either crack or they pull out of the particle board. So like I said, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps to repair this, make it stronger than it was, so you can avoid a cost of going out and having to buy a whole brand new vanity or cabinet or whatever you have. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is remove all the pieces, the broken plastic pieces that were in there, and we're going to pack this out with a strip of wood to mount the drawer slide to. So rather than mounting to two individual points, I can have multiple areas that I can mount along the way to make the slide that much more secure and remove all of the wiggle from there. Now the easy thing to do would be to measure the existing bracket to figure out how thick that piece of wood has to be, but the reality is I don't trust it. This thing didn't hold up as it was, so it measures just under 1 3/4 inches. We're gonna measure a different way. I'm gonna show you just to make sure that that's the right measurement that we want for the piece of wood. So let me show you how to do a measurement a different way. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the back of the drawer, which is 30 3/8. Measure down here, 30 3/8. So you take that 30 3/8 and you want to add 1 inch to it because your drawer slide is a 1/2 inch thick, which is pretty common. I would always double check. So, and you got 2 of them. So 1 inch added on top of the 30 3/8 is 31 3/8. Write that down. And then measure the opening within the cabinet. My opening is 34 3/4. $34 3/4 minus 31 3/8 is 3 3/8. You want to then cut that in half so that you have half of it on each side, which would give you 1 11/16. So just under 1 3/4. How close is that to the original bracket? Actually, it's pretty darn close. So we're going to go with the 1 11/16. All right, let's cut some wood. Okay, as you saw, I cut the wood, made myself a little wood sandwich, glued a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, piece of 1/4 inch MDF, and then I had a spare piece of poplar that I was able to plane down. It actually didn't take much work at all, and I got it right to the perfect size for what I need. So then I sanded down the inside of the cabinet to get the finish off that was on top of the particle board so that I have a surface for the glue to adhere to. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in, and then I'm going to drive a couple of little 2 1/4 inch trim screws, which are the right length without having to come through to kind of hold this in place until that glue dries. So here we go. Okay, so the next step is to figure out how high we need to mount the drawer slides on the new blocks. So the one thing that I noticed is these drawer slides are even with the bottom of the drawer, which makes this a lot easier, right? Because I can just measure my reveal between the top drawer and the bottom drawer, and that'll give me my mark, and then I can just strike a level line. So I grabbed some cards, and I figured out my reveal all the way around when I put these in, and I'm going to put the cards here, make a mark, and that's my line, and then I'll take a square, and this will be the line that I'm going to use, and I'll continue that back. Okay, so let me do the other side, get this drawer out, and then we'll get the mounts screwed in. All right, we got the drawer out, and what I did is I mounted a little ledger board to make it easier to hold this in place as I'm mounting it. The other thing I did is I made a mark, hopefully you can see this here, for the thickness of the face of the drawer. That's how far back this needs to be set. So we'll go ahead and get this thing lined up, get a couple of holes drilled, get our pilot holes in here. Drop our first screw in place, get it held. And we'll move on to the next one. Let me get these mounted, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the final fit. All right, so here you have it, right? The bottom drawer, wasn't having a problem with that one. Top drawer, back together again, stronger than ever. It'll work out well for me. Hopefully you got something out of this. Like I said, it's easy for you to do yourself, and it's a lot cheaper than going out and buying a whole new vanity. Couple pieces of wood, some time, some measurement, and you'll be all set. So, like I said, the key is pack it out with wood. Don't use single points of contact like those little plastic clamps were. And measure yourself. Don't just go take for granted that those clamps or those mounting points that came with the cabinet, like these, are the right size. In my case, they look like they were, but they're not always. So it never hurts to double check, right? It's the width of the drawer plus 1 inch, and then measure the difference between the opening and that number to get how much you have to pack out on the sides. All right, if you like this type of content and this is helpful to you, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and hit that like button for me. Thanks.